Hello and welcome to today's class. We're going to start our time together in an easy seated position. As you begin to arrive in your comfortable seat, beginning to take a gentle little circle, spiral, just enough to begin to settle the body in the sense of checking in with all those parts. And eventually beginning to stack the spine, lengthening notch by notch. Hands lightly in our lap. And beginning to connect with your breath, taking those bigger inhales and slower exhalations. This morning, if it feels comfortable for the body, we'll begin to take our chin towards our chest and begin to take a gentle no. Chin tracing along the collarbones. Letting that no come to stillness, we'll begin to lift the chin, sweeping the arms, shoulder height, YMCA, maybe a high five. As we take the arms up overhead, we'll take a soft cactus. Arms rising, and we'll begin to come out to our side. We might say hello to the items at home, beginning to tuck and round, wing-like. Opening up. We'll take 2 or 3 of these winged-like cat poses. Next time the hands are coming towards each other and we're rounded in our spine, we'll linger here. Letting the hands drop into our lap. We'll begin to lengthen the spine, notch by notch. Left hand going out to the side, right hand onto our thigh. We can stay here, letting that right hand rise, going over towards the left, taking a pulse, maybe a rock. If our right arm's up overhead, we're going to take a little bit of a dash with this right hand. So imagine that right hand beginning to go towards the right knee, left hand staying as it is, as we fold over our lap, and then we'll begin to bring it right back up. And again, we'll take 2 or 3 of that hand going up in front and then off to the side. And as that right arm goes up overhead, we'll begin to build a twist, letting the right hand drip into that left leg, left hand beginning to come behind us. And beginning to breathe into the twist in the sense of as we inhale, chest might come forward. As we exhale, twisting. Left hand beginning to come across the body. We'll lift our crossed arms, reminding ourselves my cues are going to be faster, slower this morning. With our crossed arms, we have the invitation of taking a hug or ragdoll-like arms, or maybe beginning to explore your eagle, cupping the elbows, X-like shape. Maybe back of the hands, you might bind. From your ragdoll arms or eagle arms, we'll begin to let the elbows go over towards the left. We'll come back through center, releasing our eagle hug. Hands coming back into the lap. Taking a little twizzle. Right hand beginning to go down towards the earth. Left hand into our lap. Lifting that left arm if you choose. Again, that rock front to back or pulsing to the right. And if we'd like, we'll dash with that left hand, taking it over towards the left as we fold over our lap. And then sweeping it back up. 2 to 3 rounds. As that left arm ventures back up over, we'll begin to take our twist. Left hand coming onto the leg. Right hand beginning to come behind us. Again, heart might begin to come forward as we're taking our breath in. Exhaling, twisting. Crossing that right arm over towards our lap. We'll begin to lift, crossed arms. Exploring ragdoll. Maybe our beginning of our eagle. Elbows beginning to go over towards the right. We'll come back through our center, releasing your eagle or ragdoll, hands into our lap, taking that circle spiral. And we can linger here as long as you like. Otherwise, taking a different layer of tabletop, taking the hands to one side as we begin to bring our legs behind us. If we're exploring our table, beginning to shift and drift. From our table, that invitation being to tuck your toes. And we can linger here. We're going to take a hovering table. Again, we can linger. Others might begin to press into the hands, taking the knees away from the earth. A smidge. Smidge, smidge, smidge. Taking the knees back down, untucking our toes, melting through to your child's pose, releasing the head. We'll come back through, weight into our hands, tucking your toes, deciding whether you want to linger here. Come into that hovering table. Knees releasing, untucking the toes, child's pose. Bring the weight back into our hands. Now again, we can stay in this layer of tabletop, hovering table, or tucking your toes, lifting the knees, coming into our downward dog, taking the sit bones up and back. If we're taking our dog, you might pedal, bending one knee and then the other. From our chosen layer, we'll begin to come through to a fold. If we're downward dog, beginning to walk, stroll the feet to the hands. As we arrive at the top of your space, releasing the head, we'll take those ragdoll arms and beginning to sway, taking the elbows side to side. Beginning to release the hands. And we'll take a halfway. Hands to thighs, shins. Folding down. We'll take our halfway one more time. Hands to thighs, shins. And folding. Pressing into the feet, we're going to begin to sweep the arms up overhead. As when the arms get to your highest point, we'll take a soft cactus. So bend in the knees. And taking the arms back up overhead and then out to our side. As we take the arms out to the side, we'll begin to bring our left arm across. Right hand grabbing along the forearm, maybe near the elbow. And we can stay kind of in line with the body, maybe a bit diagonal. Others might begin to go all the way over towards the right. An invitation of a bend in the knees. We'll begin to take the arms out wide. And then we'll take the arms back through center, left fingertips anywhere along that right arm. Again, staying in line, diagonal, or across. And ensuring you're keeping that long, slow breath, particularly the exhales. And we'll begin to go wide with the arms. Flipping the palms up towards the sky, and then we'll take the arms up. As we take the arms up, beginning to rock from the balls of the feet to the heels, maybe we begin to catch a bit of air. Might not be for long, maybe a little bit of hesitated drop. Letting the feet begin to settle, circling, feathering the hands in your own time by our side. As the hands go past the hips, beginning to take one or two of those shoulder rolls. You might be going back or forward. Letting the hands settle. We'll begin to come into a chair-like pose. And beginning to sit. And again, you might have a little bit of a rock just as you begin to explore, and we can be more of a bus stop, quite high up, just a smidge. Others might go a little bit deeper, maybe even deeper. As you begin to come into the chair with your legs, index finger might go underneath the thigh, maybe behind the knee, kind of a supported chair. Others might take the hands to the heart, pressing into the finger pads. Or you can begin to take your unicorn. So imagine upper arms near the temple or the cheek. From your chair, we'll begin to straighten, taking the arms up overhead, and then cactusing. Arms beginning to rise. We'll begin to sit back into your chair. Unicorn, heart, index finger, just along the back of the leg. And we'll begin to fold, taking the hands all the way down. Halfway lift. Folding down. We'll take that one more time, halfway lift. As we take our halfway lift, you might decide to lift the heels. Heels beginning to release, folding down. We'll begin to walk our hands forward as we take our legs back, downward dog. And within this downward dog, you might take your chair-like pose, our crouching tiger, beginning to heavily bend the knees, torso onto the thighs. We can always release to table if you'd rather, keeping the toes tucked. From this crouching tiger, a little bit of a kind of pounce weight into the hands and then the feet. Beginning to release the knees all the way down towards the earth. Untucking the toes, beginning to come through to your child. Sit bones going towards the heels. Hands can stay in front. You might take a prayer or a pillow. We'll begin to bring our hands onto the thighs. Sitting on the heels, if this is uncomfortable, beginning to take the legs to the side, more of a mer pose. From your seated position, whether it's kneeling or that mer pose, we'll begin to take the arms out in front. Left arm crossing, the right hand along the left limb, and we'll begin to take it across. Maybe we take a little bit more of a twist at the waist. We'll begin to bring the arms back in front, left fingertips along that right arm. Again, diagonal to the side. Coming back through our center, circling, feathering the hands back into our lap. And then hands to the side if we're still sitting on our heels, taking the legs out in front, soles of the feet. Now we'll begin to fold over our laps, hands along the thighs, shins. Maybe we get hold of the feet. And from this fold, we'll begin to lift the torso up. Beginning to draw the legs into a seated position. And taking a gentle circle. And eventually beginning to find your center, hands coming together to the heart. Bowing the head to the hands in gratitude for investing in your well-being and your practice. Thank you for taking this session with me today. If you'd like to practice live, check out the link in the description. I have 7 classes that I teach online. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you again soon.